That's just a nice juncture because I was about to get that. You see, okay, hopefully I've answered the first questions. The first question is, kalau you dah graduate after this, what's next? Do you go to audit firm or do you go to companies? If you ask my opinion, and I've maintained it all along, go to audit firm. Go through that 4 years. Habiskan itu. Then you get the second question. Saya tanya, okay, I've finished, I've done my hell, okay, I dah tak main futsal 4 tahun because of my audit firm time, okay, habis je. For ICAW, once you finish your exams and your mandatory 3 years, you will fill in your membership form and you will be admitted to the institute. Likewise, SIMA dengan ACCA as well. You finish your exam sekarang, you start working, and then you have to clock about 3 years juga kot. You have to clock your 3 years. Every year tu you ada your training record. Aku audit ni, aku buat ni semua. And then at the end of your 3 years in audit firm, you will submit your membership application with your institute, and then you get accepted. Then you are qualified. Habis your exam, you're not qualified tau. Habis je your exam ni, don't go around cakap, I'm a qualified accountant, can I get 7,000? Orang beri nombor tau. Nobody cares about that. You are only qualified after you finish all your papers and your mandatory training period of that 3 or 4 years, depending on institute. Okay, that is the next junction. After you dah qualified, what do you do? Do I stay in audit firm? Or do well, some people want to be CEOs and so on. My path is the second one. You know, I like accounting. I mean, I like going through and digging and finding. I like this box job where people send you a box. Voila, after a week, ada sets of financial statements. How you fudge it, nobody cares, okay? But I like that, you know. But I couldn't see myself doing that for the rest of my life. Because auditor ni, they hop from one job to another. You don't own the company. You don't see the company grow. I go in and Terror cakap, Terror, okay, I think you are wrong, you should do this, and then I cabut. And so, depending on people, that's not what I want in life. I want to be able to stick to one thing, concentrate on it and see it grow. So, instead of staying in audit firms, okay, that's why the second question that most accountants have to answer is that, do I stay in the practice or do I go to industry? Practice means you become accountants in audit firms for many years, sampai jadi partner, senior partner and so on. Industries means, like Sarah said, you go into the industry, you start specializing, and eventually you go up, either become CFO or CEO and so on. Okay. I took the second route, partly by choice, partly because I didn't have much choice because Petronas tengah kerja suku balik kan. So if I wanted to stay and carry on in audit firm, I had to pay $500,000. I didn't have that much money, so I came back, and my first job in Petronas, unlike this is where it's important to all of you young budding accountants. Most people of my age and my batch around that time, because they balik overseas trained chartered accountants, they like to be in suits and in sebelah vice president or sebelah CEO. It looks glamorous. Orang tanya kau kerja mana? Betul. Orang tanya kau kerja mana? I work with the president. Pegawai khas, special assistant, bullshit. I made it very clear I didn't want that job. Masa I balik, I wanted to go to learn how things work. Because that's what accountant should be. You should learn how things work. So all of the dalam Petronas tak ramai UK train ICAW. There were only, by the time I left, there were only about 7 of us. Kan? All the other 6, all pakai suits lawak. I was the only one say, okay, I want coverall. So I was posted in a petrochemical plant. My first job after qualifying is as a plant accountant and plant head in a petrochemical plant, where nobody cares about the big credit. They don't care about valve, about gas, about pressure and temperature. Okay. So that is the time when people say that I was wasting my time because you pakai coverall, masuk plant, pakai safety helmet and so on kan. Okay. What makes a good accountant yang can go all the way up to CEO compared to a very bad one yang akan sangkut jadi accountant? Is your ability to understand the business. What does a CEO do? CEO basically have to understand and make decisions at a high level. If you want to be CEO, the number one requirement is not you terror financial ke, you terror engineering ke. You must be the right person who can bring all the elements of the business and make the decision. Maksudnya you understand how people work in the organization. You understand how every cogs and wheels in the business works together. You understand the financial implications and so on. So, accountants who want to become CEOs must be good business people. Maksudnya kalau katakanlah you are in the business of pharmaceutical business. After I left oil and gas, I was in pharmaceutical for a while. Being a CEO means you really have to know bila you kata paracetamol, what exactly is paracetamol? What does it do? Dia pakai what chemicals? How does the process works? What kind of reaction? All those things, and these are not taught in your ACCA or CIMA exams. So that's why people who aspire to be CEOs, in my opinion, after your audit firm, you have to leave and join the industry. And learn the industry, because over the years, as you learn the industry, baru you have the complete knowledge of how the business works, and then you are able to contribute to the business lah. But that second question, that vital second question, do you stay in practice ataupun do you go into industry? It depends on a few things.